If I were starting off and I had zero connections and I just wanted to, get my feet off the ground, what I would do is I would just take whatever equipment that I have, could even be an iPhone, and I would just try and figure out how do I create something that an ideal client would want. You don't have to start with a big brand. You can start with something small, like a small brand. What would a small brand in my area want, right? They'd probably want some nice photos. They'd probably want, a model wearing a product or whatever it may be. So just go out and do that. Find a friend who's gonna wear that product. Get your iPhone, get your, small Canon camera or film camera that you picked up from the store. It doesn't need to be expensive. And I would go and, develop that portfolio that would attract my ideal client in the future. And I always tell people, like, you could have long-term goals, of course, but like, think about what's the next thing that I could do that would get me to that next place. So instead of saying, how am I gonna get to 100,000 followers on Instagram and have brands reaching out to me, think, how do I go from 1,000 to 1,500? Like, what kind of content could I post that would get me to 1,500 followers when I'm at 1,000, right? Like, if you break it down that small, eventually you get the confidence of, oh, I did a post that got me 500 followers, or I did 3 posts that got me to 500 followers. Now I know I'm able to do that. So getting to 2,000 isn't that hard. It's just a matter of time, and it's a matter of putting effort into creating that content. So, if I was starting over again, that's the main thing I would do, is just develop a really good portfolio and take baby steps along the way.